Welcome, I'm your host Sunny, and I'm delighted that you've taken the time to join us today for this live event in partnership with Welsh Government, Working Wales and Careers Wales. In this session is all about apprenticeships and how you can earn while you learn. Just a few things before we get started. On Q&A, all questions are welcome and will only be shared with the presenters. If you are asking a question, please ask anonymously. To ask a question, click on the Q&A button in the top right corner of your screen. We've got specialist ALN careers advisors on hand to take calls and answer your questions, and they can be contacted on the details shown on screen. And finally, we will be transcribing all the events in both English and Welsh, and these will be available soon after the event. Okay, so now let me hand you over to our host today, Jonathan Davies OBE, sports commentator and former Welsh rugby player. Jonathan, it's over to you.
Thank you, Sunny. Thank you all for joining us on our virtual open day. As I've always said, it's everything is virtual now. Didn't know what virtual was until lockdown, but everything is virtual, Zoom and all sorts of webinar. So thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr am ymuno yn i'r gyfer yn diwrnod agored rythwyr. Throughout this session, we would like to give an insight on what is an apprenticeship and how you find an apprenticeship that is right for you. But first, I'd like to introduce you to the colleagues that will be joining me today. First, can I introduce Seren Jenkins, who is following a level 4 apprenticeship for Welsh translation. Einir Wyn Hawkins, who supports Seren through her training. Also joining us today is Kath Morris-Roberts. Kath is our expert on apprenticeships programs in Wales and is here to make sure you get the most up-to-date information. So, diolch yn fawr I bawb am ymuno gyda ni. So let's find out what an apprenticeship is. Can you tell us more about apprenticeships, Einir Wyn? She frozen.
Hello, well,
no, you're right.
I'm here again, yes.
Go on then, carry on.
Apprenticeships basically are a combination of practical training and a job with study as well combined. An apprenticeship will help you gain experience while working in the workplace. You'll learn more skills and gain a nationally recognised qualification, whilst actually earning a wage as well. There are many benefits as well through the apprenticeships because really they will get you a head start into your chosen field. As I said earlier, the nationally recognised qualifications that you will gain will always be very handy on your CV. You will become a valued employee, hopefully, of wherever you work, the organisation you work. It'll give you a chance and opportunity to work with others and gain valuable experience, basically to increase your employability in the future. But also, all along the way, you're also earning a wage as well. Apprenticeships, it can vary. They take between 1 to 4 years to complete, depending on the actual route and the level that you choose.
So I'm a massive fan of apprenticeship because I was an apprentice. So
Right.
I did 3 years. My first weekly salary was £29. So I'm very interested in how much apprentices get paid now, because I think Seren is smiling and gets more than that. So Einir Wyn, how much do they get paid? I won't embarrass Seren.
Well, there is a national minimum wage for apprentices these days. It actually starts from £4.15 an hour, but we do find that employers may often pay more than this. As an apprentice, as you said, you would get paid a weekly wage, which would be agreed by the employer at the outset. You'll have discussed this. You know, if you're interested, you'd have discussed this with the employer before you take up the apprenticeship and everything, but it can vary. And to be honest, if anyone wants to know the ins and outs of it, because it can be a bit of a minefield as far as the national minimum wage goes, then obviously people could refer, if they want, to the Welsh Government website, a Genius decision, or Careers Wales websites, because there is further information there, which I won't go into now.
Okay, Catherine, have you got any cwestiynau gyda bobl arall ar y we nawr?
Wel, dim ar y funud, maen nhw wrthi'n cael yn pasio trwad I mi, Jonathan, ond oeddech chdi'n deud bod chdi'n brentis dy hun. So eich sa'n ni'n cael clywed pwy bach am hynna, so da ni wedi cael clywed pwy bach am faint ges ti ddalu, ond be oedd yr experience o hynna, Jonathan?
Yeah, well, beth gorau fi, cael cyfle i dechrau gwaith. I think that the most important thing for me was I didn't do very well in school because of, situation. My father passed away and I'd lost a bit of discipline. So, I think that it was an outlet for me and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I think today is far worse for youngsters because there's so much options out there and you're not sure what to do. So I just left school, started work, apprenticeship, went in full-time apprenticeship, and then one day a week into a college, whether it was Cardigan College or Llanelli College. But the important thing for me was that it gave me kind of a discipline and a focus, little things like being punctual, look how you kind of dress or, look after yourself before going into work. And then, but also is the biggest thing for me was social engagement and getting, kind of confident dealing with adults after being in school, with your children. So that was the real reason for me to go out there because, couldn't really afford to go to university. So there wasn't many options, and I'm glad I took the apprenticeship, which gave me a start in life. So it was the right option for me, although I don't paint much now. I hate it, but it doesn't matter. That's where the start was, to be honest. Although I have painted in lockdown. I painted the fence and I painted lights outside. So Seren, I'll come to you now, Seren. So pam nes ti ddewis Prentisiaeth? Why did you go in to be an apprentice?
Same as you. I didn't like school. I didn't feel like important in school. It was more everyone who was uni was the only choice. If you went to sixth form, that was it. They didn't care. So I ended up dropping out after doing my Welsh A level over 1 year instead of the 2. So I did like all the 2-year exams in like the one day and everything was jumbled, and found an apprenticeship in a hospital to start with. And I think that was a level 2. Didn't feel important there either, wasn't enjoying it. And then came across the level 4 for the Welsh language translator. And I spoke Welsh. I went to a Welsh medium school and then changed to an English one. And I always knew that I wanted to carry on with Welsh. And I felt important. I felt like I actually had a job to do. I felt like I was needed. I had a role. And yeah.
Did you get, did you get self-confidence then by being an apprentice? Did it open your horizons and, did you enjoy the conversation and the confidence came back?
Yeah, I felt quite mature. I was with people who'd been working there for ages, and it was a good experience. I really enjoyed it.
Great, and also I'm fascinated because there's so many, sectors that you can go into. I'm just fascinated by your job, Welsh translation.
Yeah.
So, go on in the hospital. So just give us a quick brief of what is that.
I'm based in the HQ, so we're like behind the scenes. So it's all patient letters, leaflets to go up in wards, posters, everything, job titles, job descriptions, job advertisements, just everything that you could possibly think of is behind the scenes. So
you're like the health board equivalent. When you see services on the road, gwasanaethau, that's your role within the health board. That's you, right? Okay, so there you go. So tell me what a typical week is, in your apprenticeships and in your programs, Seren.
There's not a typical week. Every single week is completely different.
Okay.
Sometimes Wyn will come in and we'll go through work. I usually give myself one afternoon a week to go through any work that I need to do and to just check how I'm doing and if I'm on track. But I've been to events, I've been to hospitals for like hospital days to advertise the Welsh language. Last year I was nominated for a Welsh language award, so I got to go to the Health Board Awards.
Good. Very good.
We have meetings every week. I was part of a Welsh language board meeting where we deal with everything to do with Welsh language all across Wales. My weeks are completely different.
That's fascinating. You're lucky that you've got so much variety in it. So
Yeah.
I'll go straight to Kath. What does a company look for, for an applicant, Kath?
Well, to be honest with you, employers, I speak to employers daily in my role, and they've all got a common traits really, and I would say, they look for the willingness to learn from the learner or the apprentice. Punctuality is a key one as well, to make sure that they arrive to work on time. And I think it's a lot of those soft skills that employers do look for in an apprentice. Doesn't matter what role they're doing, these are all common traits and asks from employers. Another one is to be positive, and an apprentice may not be a positive person or may not be confident at all when they start their apprenticeship, but it's something that grows within them. And that's what I think, an employer really looks for, is somebody with ambition and, who's who wants a career and who's eager and has that work ethic in them. So that's the common traits.
Right, okay. A mae'n bwysig bod cwmnïau yn cael mantis mas o'r apprentice. So, Ymunwch, what you deal with companies. What are the benefits, of having an apprentice at the company? Because they must look, if they're going to employ someone, they must look at the benefits as well.
Yeah, actually, in my role, the role i yn y gwaith yw cydlynydd masnachol yn ogystal â assessor NVQ. So in the workplace, I'm actually a commercial coordinator as well as an NVQ assessor. So on a personal level, I do liaise a lot with various employers and organisations throughout the whole of Wales, actually. As you say, it's really important. Mae'r cyfle yn wych i'r unigolion. It's a fantastic opportunity for individuals. And it's also a fantastic opportunity, I believe, for the employers as well, because it gives you a chance to get to know each other. It gives you a chance to have support in that sort of training environment and everything. And as I said right at the beginning, I think it's the combination, really, that's the perfect mix. It's a three-way process, really, the apprenticeships. You've got the central focus of the learner in the centre, the person we want to develop and upskill into their chosen career and get them on their career path. But then on the other hand, from an employer point of view, it's lovely to have the opportunity to nurture someone from the beginning, to actually train them in their ways, their methods, and to develop someone to actually build their confidence, to become a valued employee and someone who can be a major asset to that employer in the future. And to be honest, I've now been an assessor in the workplace in various and delivering various programmes for over 20 years. And for me, mae'r balchder yn dod, the actual proudness and the pride comes from actually bumping into someone, seeing someone in one of those organisations I might not have been to for a while, and seeing one of my apprentices from years ago and finding out that they're still there, that they're enjoying, that they're still loving it, or that they've gained various promotion along the way. And that is so rewarding for me as an assessor. So I think you've falch iawn bod fi'n neud y llwyddiant.
Neis iawn.
Ymunwch, sorry, nes di sôn pyn bach o fyna bod chdi'n asesu gwahanol feysydd o fewn Prentisiaethau. So, Jonathan, mae yna gwestiwn wedi dod I fewn rwan, ond mae Seren di atab hon, so what type of tasks do you do in work? So mae Seren di atab honna, ond mae yna un arall wedi dod I fewn hefyd, a eich un i'r wyns ar gorau I atab hon. So, pa fath o industries sy'n cynnig Prentisiaethau, Jonathan?
So can you tell who can apply for apprenticeship, think great?
Now, what type of industries
I think Ymunwch, because I've been long in the painting, and now we're talking about Welsh translation. People, when in my day, an apprenticeship was, people would kind of say, right, associated with, or bricklayer, carpenter, lecky, whereas now any job is called an apprentice, isn't it? So all sectors can have apprentices?
Yeah, well, there's various organisations and companies that take on apprentices. You're right in saying, Jonathan, it covers a wide range of programmes and routes. You're right, probably the traditional ones that come to mind first are, say, construction and engineering, you know, the tradesmen then, as you may call them. But actually, there are large organisations, small companies, private, public sector, large ranging, but also, you know, you've got the local authorities these days, there's health boards, there's vacancies within nurseries, offices, car garages, hair salons, within the really growing digital and IT sector. There's health and social care, there's customer service, and that's just to name a few. It is endless. You know, one of the more unusual ones is the bilingual translation. But I know. But to be honest, there's pretty much every person you see working out there doing a particular job, there is probably an MVQ that could be well suited to them.
Well, I'm lucky because now I go around different businesses and I do see the value of apprenticeships, obviously, and I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to say that because I was one. But also, a lot of when they give opportunities, I think a lot of companies aren't aware of what's available. That's the first thing. But once they see it and seek it out, and they employ someone like Seren, they see the value in it. It's like different mindset from different youngsters, different generations. But also, in my experience now, that once they get someone, they like to promote from within. So when they apply, you know, put an application for a job, they would, I think, preferably now they would like to promote from within because they know that individual and they know their capabilities and be with them. So it's, you know, I think it's brilliant. There's a question here I got. So this could go to any three of you, but I think I'm going to ask Seren, because why do you think an apprenticeship is a good start for someone just starting their career? So I think that question should go to Seren.
It's a lot less pressure, I felt. I was quite anxious to go into a workplace having just left school and feel like I wouldn't be able to do anything. But with the apprenticeship, everyone's on the same level. Everyone understands that you're also just learning.
Yeah.
And there's a lot less pressure and you're able to take it at your own pace. And yeah.
Apart from the job description as well, and you're learning the job, and have you gained, because it's a big leap, have you gained in confidence since, you know, working?
Definitely. Through going to meetings and having to speak to new people who are also a lot older than me, who really knew what they were on about, and I was such a fresh face. But now the thought of going to meetings, I look forward to my weekly meetings and speaking to everyone.
Yeah. Seren, mae hynna'n wych clywed bod chdi wedi codi hyder yn y byd gwaith. Jonathan, da ni cael cwestiwn arall gyn yn yr audience. So, are apprentices entitled to holiday pay?
Right. First of all, I'll ask you. First, I was on £29 a week, right? That's all I had when I was. So I know you're laughing now, Sarah. So you're having more than that. So, are you having? Do you have holidays as an apprentice, Sarah?
Yes, I think they might vary with other apprenticeships, but I get 28 days a year and then the bank holidays as well. So.
Right. Have you been working through lockdown, or you know?
Yes, last week I had the whole week off, but otherwise, yes.
Oh, typical bad weather last week, unlucky. I know. There we are, don't worry. Another question. So, Einar Wynn, are apprentices entitled to holiday pay? And I think she's answered them days off as well. So, go on.
Yes, well, as Seren pointed out now, it can vary from employer to employer, okay, and it does depend on that initial discussion, the initial agreement that you come to with the employer. But you will get at least 20 days paid holiday per year, plus the bank holidays. So that is the basic.
Okay, that's good. It's like, you know, it's when you go into work, you work hard. You know, I'm sure there's flexibility later on in the career once you made your mark, I think. So, right, Kath, can you let our viewers know where they can find out more about starting an apprenticeship?
Yeah, diolch, Jonathan. So you can find out more about apprenticeships by calling Working Wales free on 0800 028 48 44 or visit gov.wales/apprenticeships Wales. Ffoniwch Cymru'n gweithio am ddim ar dim 800 dim 28 4844 neu ewch i llaw.cymru/Prentisiaethau Cymru. Ond Jonathan, dwi'n gwybod bod ni reit bron iawn di gorffan wan, ond cyn i ni fynd, dwi'n siŵr sa'n i'r Wyn a Seren a Fina a pob sy'n gwylio hefyd, dwi'n siŵr bod ni gyd efo un cwestiwn ar y meddyliau. Sut oedd e'i chwarae Gymru, Jonathan?
Mae'r un peth oedd fel apprentice, fi wedi gweud yn y blaen. Dechrau yn sy'n 8 mlynedd oed yn ysgol gynradd Seren, a wedyn wario dros Cymru yn sy'n 22 mlynedd oed. So I started playing for Wales, started rugby at 8, played and then played for Wales when I was 22. So it's a very similar thing. So you learn your trade, slightly longer trade, as you go along, and you go to different places, picking different things up of different people, but learning all the time. And then as you develop, the opportunity arises then to play for Wales. And it's slightly different from a work environment because there's 60,000 people watching you and millions on television, which is a little bit more pressure. But as you adapt and go through kind of different stages of your life, you adapt to those pressures, and you kind of, like Seren says, she enjoys going to the meeting. Now, if you'd have told Seren first day in work, like you're going straight to the meeting, she wouldn't have been very comfortable. But then you get comfortable in that environment, and I think that's crucial. So it was an amazing day, maybe the best day of my sporting life, but also to appreciate it, having started as an apprentice painter. I worked throughout my life, so I'd worked doing different jobs throughout my life, so it kept me real. So my hobby was still my rugby. I wasn't getting paid for it, so that was just an outlet, which I believe everyone should have. There's your work. You should have hobbies or interests outside, which keeps everything fresh and lively. So what happens then is I really, really look forward to training. I really look forward to playing for Wales, and everything that I dreamt about how good it would be, it was just the best day ever. And as Ymunwch was saying, when she goes back and sees apprentices that she's placed there, and they're now working their way up the ladder and enjoying it, it's the same feeling as I had, because my dad had passed away, but my mum was there. My teacher from Seren was there. My coach from Neath was there. So it's the same, and I hope that I gave them pleasure, as much as Ymunwch sees their students. So it is a wonderful day. It's a fantastic day, but it's one of those things. It's I was happy and I was lucky to do what I did, and no, but the whole thing about the apprenticeship is, I would never thought that I would be doing things now. That I like, if my Welsh school teacher thought that I would have a Welsh television program, he would be turning in his grave now, Emily Knowles. But now I know where to get a Welsh translator from. If we need something translated on the Jonathan show, I'll be thinking Seren up to give us it. So that's it. So right, so give us more details, Kath, of where they can look for more apprenticeship opportunities.
Oh, gwych iawn. Diolch, Jonathan. Really interesting. Braf glwad. So don't forget to find out more about apprenticeships. You can call Working Wales free on 0800 028 48 44, or visit visit gov.wales/apprenticeships Wales. Dyna ni, so dim 800, dim 28, 48, 44, neu ewch i llaw.cymru/Prentisiaethau Cymru. Diolch yn fawr.
Fi fach o ti sy'n gweud na, dim fi. Dyn ni pryd wedi hynna. So, right, diolch yn fawr i Kath, Ymunwch a Seren. Pob lwc i chi gyd yn y dyfodol. Thank you everyone for being involved in the conversation today. To finish our session, why don't you watch this video? Gwylwch y video to find out a bit more about apprenticeship. So, diolch yn fawr pawb wedi mwynhau e. Diolch. Diolch.
Whether you're finding your way into the world of work, progressing in your career, or starting something new, there's an apprenticeship for you. You can do a job you love, earn a wage, learn in a way that suits you. Make a genius decision, become an apprentice. With an apprenticeship, you'll earn as you learn. You'll work alongside experienced staff. You'll develop your job-specific skills. You'll gain a nationally recognised qualification. You'll have access to further development and progression opportunities. From small startups to multinational organisations, from GCSE level to degree level, from age 16 and over, with 23 sectors to choose from. There's an apprenticeship to suit everyone, and they come with clear benefits. You'll be entitled to holiday pay, to dedicated study time, to a full package of support, to equal opportunities, whatever your circumstances. Visit gov.wales/apprenticeshipswales or call 0800 028 48 44. Apprenticeships, a genius decision. Does dim ots os wyt ti'n ceisio dod o hyd i'r draed yn y byd gwaith, yn symud ymlaen yn dy yrfa, neu'n dechrau rhywbeth newydd? Mae'n apprentisiaeth ar gael i ti. Fe allu di wneud swydd rwyt ti'n ei charu, ennill cyflog, dysgu mewn ffordd sy'n addas i ti. Gwna ddewis doeth, bydd yn brentis. Bydd prentisiaeth yn gyfle i ti ennill wrth ddysgu, weithio ar y cyd â staff profiadol, ti ddatblygu sgiliau penodol i dy swydd, ennill cymwyster a gydnabyddir yn genedlaethol, gael mynediad i gyfleoedd datblygu a chamu mlaen pellach. O fusnesau bach sy'n dechrau i sefydliadau rhyngwladol, o lefel tygau i lefel graf, o 16 oed a throsodd. Gyda dewis o 23 sector, mae prentisiaeth ar gael sy'n addas i bawb, ac mae ganddyn nhw fanteision clir. Bydd gen ti hawl i dal gwyliau, amser astudio penodol, becyn cymorth llawn, gyfleoedd cyfartal. Does dim ots beth yw dy amgylchiadau. Cer i llaw.cymru/Prentisiaethau Cymru neu ffonia dim 800 128 48 44. Prentisiaethau, dewis doeth.
Brilliant. Jonathan, thanks again for you and the presenters today for joining us, and that was a really good, insightful and informative session. I also want to thank everyone online for taking the time to join the virtual open event today. Please do check out the other events available throughout this week, and do take some time to browse through the extensive content that's now available for your region, covering school sixth forms, FE colleges, apprenticeships and traineeships. You will find these links at the bottom of the pages that you use to join this event. Enjoy the rest of your day.